So good afternoon, viewers. Today we have a 2010 Mercedes SLK300 and it's here because the AC stopped working. As you can see by the temperature, it's 28 degrees in the shop. And let's turn the AC on. I hear the engine RPM ramp up. I didn't hear the compressor engage. I see the AC light is on. Both temperature readings are at 0. The cooling fan is ramping up on the front of the engine, or on the rad. Let's have a look at the compressor and see if it's running. So I can see the compressor is churning, but this one may not have a cycling clutch. It may have a variable displacement compressor. Now the low side line here is semi-cool. It's not as hot as the rest of the engine bay, so we're going to put the refrigerant machine on it and check the pressures. So the compressor of the AC system is off now, and the high side pressure is about 160 and the low side's around 110. I'm going to turn the AC on. Okay, turned it on now. And as you can see, there's no change. The system is not empty for sure, because static pressure is about equivalent to ambient temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. So for instance, 150 psi would be 150 degrees, which the under hood temperature is pretty hot. I'm going to recover what's in it just to make sure we've got a proper charge, and then go from there. So I got both service valves open. We're going to recover it and see how much we get out. I'll look up the system capacity. Should be under the hood label here. If not, I got to look it up. I don't see it anywhere under the hood. Oh yeah, here we go. 1.47 pounds. 0.67 kilograms. So we'll see how much we get out of this thing. I'll pick up when it's finished recovering. So we're almost into negative pressure and we recovered about 0.4 kilograms. The spec, according to the sticker here, is 0.67 kilograms. So it definitely wasn't empty, but it wasn't completely full either. So we'll draw it down to a vacuum and charge it with the proper charge and then reevaluate it. So we recovered 0.415 kilograms and it's draining the oil. I've checked the oil level. I'm going to draw it down to a vacuum now for a few minutes and then charge it with the proper amount. So now it's drawing down to a vacuum. 29.9, 29.7, roughly 30 inches of mercury. And we'll continue with the recharge once that happens. So we charge on both high side and low side. I don't know why this machine doesn't save the last charge request. Always starts out at 0.25 or something like that. 0.67. Start. Didn't recover any oil, so I didn't have to inject any. I'll be honest, I'm not having high hopes that this is going to make any difference. I think we've got a compressor problem here. I can see it's turning, but that doesn't mean that the internals of the compressor haven't failed. But we got to start with the basics. I'll pick up when this is finished charging. So I needed to start the car to see if it will. Got some activity now. side pressures are both the same. Charge dispense 0.84, I don't know why. But we definitely got lower low side pressures now, 55 psi. The AC pipes are cooler, but not. Let's let it run for a few minutes. I got the high side valve open or closed. Unusual. Let's let it run for a while and see how it stabilizes. The cooling fans are running like crazy. The high side pressure is at 350. Should be about 180. I know it's warm in here, but it's not that warm. I'm gonna have to see how this system works if it uses a thermal expansion valve. Well, this is not good. The problem with the refrigerant control pressure system, we're almost at 380 psi on the high side, and it's fluctuating between 58 and 75, 80 on the low side. Should be around 30 and 180. Well, I'm concerned that when it finished the charge event, it said it had charged to 0.8 something. And I don't know why that happened. So I'm going to evacuate it one more time and charge it one more time because I want to make sure that it's not overcharged now. See if we actually recover 0.8 kilograms out of it. Well, that is strange. So the machine overcharged it by almost 0.2 kilograms. I don't know why I would have done that, but this time I'm going to charge it strictly on the low side, leave the high side valve closed. So we'll draw it down to a vacuum again, but this time I'm going to charge it on the low side only. So I was looking up the theory of operation, and this does have an expansion valve, and there it is there. Right where it goes into the evaporator core. Looking at case histories on Identifix, it doesn't seem to be common for that to fail. So looking at some case histories on here, I guess we should have been proactive and put the scanner on it and seen if there's any fault codes related to pressure sensors and such. No power to the AC compressor. Well, the compressor is running. I don't know if this one has a cycling clutch or not. But here's a case where it says the AC does not seem to be working. Evacuate and charge the system, verify it has a full charge of refrigerant, which we did, but it appears that the machine overcharged it. Scan the AC control unit for DTCs using a functional Mercedes-Benz compatible scan tool. Monitor actual values with the scan tool in both driver SAM and AC control unit. Check refrigerant pressure sensor readings and compressor command percentages. With the compressor command percentage found with scan tool data, verify output of the SAM voltage. But looking at cases here, replace compressor, replace recharged AC, replaced air conditioning suction hose, signal acquisition module, pressure sensor, Not very many cases of changing that expansion valve. Well, let's do this again, recharge it again. So that time it worked fine, 0.675. The low side pressures are normal range now, and I haven't opened the high side valve yet. Let's try it. That's much better. Here the cooling fans have calmed down. 35 on the low side and 180 on the high side, which is perfect. Let's see if we get any cool air out of this. I don't know why that machine overcharged it, but I'm gonna remember for next time. Oh yeah, it's blowing cold now. Isn't that strange? Well, that's pretty much normal given the ambient temperature in the shop today. I'm sure it's going to improve a little bit on the highway, but this is perfect now. Goes to show you, you got to double check your work. Now, I don't know why it was down 0.2 kilograms, but it is a 15-year-old car and it's never been recharged, so I'm not going to be too concerned about a little bit of loss over 15 years. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. So the customer asked me to inspect the suspension and steering in the front, and I don't see anything wrong. Everything looks tight. All the lower ball joints, control arms, tie rod ends are snug. Brakes look pretty decent. No abnormal rust on the inside of the rotors. Stabilizer links are good. Front tires are wearing normally by the looks of it, but the rear tires are in need of some attention, especially this right rear. Doesn't pass the safety check. It's down to the cords, down to the wear bar in the middle here. So it's a rear-wheel drive vehicle, so you could probably get away with putting 2 tires on the back. But I would suggest if these tires have been on the back all this time, that he maybe have the alignment checked. I don't see anything loose in the suspension, but that's a camber or toe problem. But that's it.